body directions. I
Uh,
know it sounds like okay, but it is. It really is nice. Because there's a lot of people that like, obviously not obviously, but just locals. But there's also people that coming on like vacation and they want to know like where's a nice place to eat or something like this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So many other options, right? With so many options.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So much to do,
And
so much to see.
so much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's like, yeah. So then there was like two ladies that came from Australia. They were sisters, and they were walking, and they wanted to go to the Freedom Tower. So they were like, yeah. So as I was walking with them, I was directing them, but we got to have a conversation, and then as I had to go my way, and I told them to just carry on straight, and they knew exactly where to go. They were very obliging because they said, "Oh my goodness, thank you so much." But as we were talking, they felt hesitant because I was taking, like maybe I was taking, they were taking my time, and I said, "No, no, no, no." I didn't even have to tell them that. I just showed them it's okay because the conversation was just a flow. It was easy. It wasn't like, do you know what I mean by that? Yeah.
Mm.
People feel very like restricted, like you're taking their time, or if they're so like
Intrusive.
it's sort of there's it. Mm, is it? Yes, thank you. That's right.
Mm.
Oh my God, we're starting on a good time, starting on a good foot. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, and so they were so thankful. Also, like they were really like, wow, thank you. You're welcome. It's nice when it's nice when you got directions and you know where to go. It always
Mm.
helps, doesn't it?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Good morning, Craig.
Morning, Craig.
It feels better when we know.
Yeah. Yeah. But what I've discovered? The unknown now is getting more interesting for me.
Mm.
I don't mind getting lost. Isn't
Mm.
that funny? Isn't that funny? Like I've done different routes now that I've never done. And I'm starting to say, yeah, why not? Like if I'm on a subway, I usually get off at certain of my station, of course, because it's nearby. But no, I just get off at a station that I know. Yeah, get off.
Yes.
And then you see you in the neighborhood that but it's different. It becomes different for you, and that I find quite interesting. So everything's become very interesting.
Yeah, just how that needing to know,
Mm-hmm.
just plays in everything.
Right. And that's also what I felt that knowing of what you just said now. That's what's you, when you feel like you don't know something, but you don't need to know. That's the best part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't need to know. And so you just show up. Like I had to show up in a session yesterday, a group session with someone. They're really lovely. Because I really didn't know. I really didn't know what to expect. And I feel that, and I think that's where your confidence comes in, when you realize that you don't know, you're uncertain, you don't know what to expect. But then you're around that, and then you go, wow, wasn't that interesting? Wasn't that enjoyable?
Mm.
It's really nice. You also get to see and feel other people's experiences, you know, and
Mhm.
they're uncertain, and it was almost going into a kind of a panic. I'm not exaggerating. It was quite like, and then it was like, to act, and when and that person taking that person and realizing it's okay, you know, and in a second, say what they wanted to say. Even that, it was like, yo, wow, because he kept on. Yeah, just so it was something to witness that. Lovely. And there's a flow for him. He's flowing. Yeah. And that's with all of us, eh? Yeah, it's all of us like this. We all like this. We all
Mm.
think we don't know. We don't know, and we all freeze, and we all stop ourselves. And we allow that permission just to say, you know, let's make it up. Let's make it up, because that's what we're doing right now. We're just making it up.
Mm.
We made it up from the beginning, so we can just remake it. You know, just make it up now. It's really fascinating. It's really fascinating.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you can find so many ways to stop yourself from doing something, you know. So many things you can stop yourself, and you go, no. Yeah, yeah. So that's I experienced this morning, you know. Into that.
Right.
How are you doing, Craig, this morning?
Oh my goodness.
Out and about.
Out and about. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still can't get over how much is converging and consolidating right now. It's just yeah.
Yeah, isn't it just wonderful?
Like I've been in the middle of that for
Yeah.
many decades already, but the pace of it and the pace of it and the momentum and all that right now is just beyond it's beyond comprehension, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, right. It's become automatic now. Automatic, you know, it's just automatic. It's like you just switched on. You switched on now. like literally switched on. And it's actually quite unstoppable. It's just a flow of just, yeah, it's neutral.
Here's another
It's
thing.
just-
Here's another thing I'm realizing too is that because
yeah.
I've been in this space for so long,
Oh, yeah.
I've accumulated a huge chunk, like a huge chunk of the future and what's really being created on a cosmic scale on Earth,
Conscious.
right?
Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
Like so much of the intention of the cosmic intelligence. You know, I've just been collecting that for years and years and years, but it's coming thicker and faster now.
Yeah. It's landing.
Well,
landing.
yeah. Well, it's not just
Me.
landing. It's actually being absorbed and being. Yeah, it's being absorbed and being integrated.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You know, and I guess that you know, I've been talking a lot the last few weeks about recalibrating and all that kind of stuff, and it's just this is all happening spontaneously. Like it's kind of like an implosion, actually, which is the opposite of an explosion. It's like when everything comes together with an extreme force. You know, an explosion is the opposite of that. Everything blows apart with an extreme force, right? But this is like the opposite. It's all coming together with an extreme force.
And how does that make you feel?
Very, very privileged and very valuable.
Ooh.
And what I mean by that is that to be an individual that can see all that and experience all that.
Yeah.
You know, that might be I don't know how to describe this. It's like,
It'll come. It'll come. It'll come.
you know, like the one that knows the one.
Very exciting.
Yeah, when the individual collapses. Yeah, the individual collapses and expands into the one.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But those are happening at the same time.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a both and experience.
Like, yeah. An experience there. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
You know, like the line
to the human
between
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, the line between
Yeah.
me, an individual,
Mm,
and God, the
Mm.
everything,
mm,
that line is erasing.
Ooh, beautiful. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Revelation.
You know, that's the drop in the ocean.
That's there's loads of unpacking there. Loads. Yeah. Wow. And how do you give it to yourself? If you had to tell somebody to give it to yourself, how would you give it to you? How are you giving it to yourself? I'm just curious.
How am I giving that to myself?
Yeah.
It's just it's just in openness.
Mm. Mm.
Just in openness.
Mm. 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 So there's no doubt, there's no confusion.
No.
Yeah, it's just like, aha, oh, that's what it is. That what you say,
Yeah.
I got that.
Yeah. The ocean will be
And
whatever it wants to be.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
when myself is lost, that's everything. That's where everything is.
Oh, there's it. Yeah.
You know,
Isn't it?
that drop
Yeah.
gets lost in the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
You know, I'm sure you've heard the Bible term, the will of God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm getting lost. I'm getting lost in that. I'm getting lost in that divine intention, that cosmic intelligence.
Very, very powerful.
It knows exactly what it wants. You know, that's a sea of desire.
Yeah.
It's
Swim
what
in
it
that.
is, actually. Yeah. Well, exactly.
I choose to swim in that too. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've been swimming in
current.
that for a long time. But now I'm getting lost in it. Now I'm becoming it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. You know, there's no time and space, right? So this is what's so wonderful about knowing where you are now. That's what it is. Because you're always looking how far and how long and the process is, but actually, if you just take it in, like this becomes all unraveled. Everything becomes knowing in this now moment. That's what it is. Yeah. Really wonderful. Yeah, it's really wonderful. Wow, it's really wonderful. Yeah. Yeah. Because the body doesn't know that it's happening now or in your imagination. Like literally, it doesn't know. So when you have all these downloads of really, really feeling it, it is bringing it in this now moment saying, it is, you are it.
Yeah.
And then not only then you become it, but then everything around you. Yeah, you say you're the drop of the ocean, but the ocean is expansive. It's just open, like it opens up. It's so allowing. There's so much permission and allowing and acceptance. It's just so you can be really, really. Yeah, you're thankful, but appreciation comes when you said that, right? Appreciation. It's just a lot of appreciation to know that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And from that appreciation of knowing where that now, you can say, I want more. Yes, and because the satisfaction is in there. You know, you're drenched in that satisfaction. It's like, yeah, and then you just say, oh, now I can say yes, and you know, because you're coming from not lack, you're coming from such openness, like you say.
Yeah.
And to give to yourself.
Yeah. You know, that's interesting because I've always been looking for what's missing. And what's interesting is
wow.
Yeah.
Love that, Craig.
I'm realizing that nothing was ever missing.
Ooh, Craig.
But that
yes.
that sense that something was missing
is
kind of what got me on this journey. It kind of opened up the whole curiosity thing and
exploring.
Opened up the openness, and exploring that whole side.
Morning, yeah. Wow, Craig, very
and that
exciting.
goes back many years.
Yeah, Craig. Yeah, I hear that. Powerful, beautiful.
You know, it's kind of freaky when you come to realize what you've been doing for 50 years.
Yeah, why?
You know, that I've been unaware of it until very recently. Like, it's like unbelievable.
It is. It really, really is.
Yeah, and it's like this invisible, intangible guidance that's been active, kind of secretly active.
Yeah.
For so long.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and part of that whole thing is about becoming aware of it at the correct time. Like, and that time is correct for me, but it's also correct for the whole collective consciousness as well.
It's easy to digest. You know, I always say, yeah, it's easy to digest now. Beautiful. Very, very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. Great. 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 Gifts. 3Gs. 3Gs. Yeah.
Yeah, and the discovery that all that stuff was there all along.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
built in. It's built into the. It's built into the design of the human being.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And tap into that, you know?
But it's been forgotten for many generations.
That's it.
For many thousands of
That's
years.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now
yeah.
it's coming
yeah,
back.
Yeah.
Now it's coming back into
Yeah.
memory, into consciousness.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. 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 Wow. Beautiful hair.
Yeah. Yeah. It is beautiful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. It's really, really is beautiful.
You know, my life has never been about me. It's never has been. It's all been part of the. It's always been part of the grand design. You know. I'm losing your voice, Nikki. Oops, we lost Nikki temporarily. I hope temporarily.
Yeah, it sounded like internet
Yeah.
connection.
I was mentioning to someone, I think it was yesterday, that technology is just Mother Nature's way of giving us hints as to what human beings are actually capable of. And so we have these technologies that show up that get people together, like what we're experiencing right here, right now. And to let us know that we can connect with each other all over the world, from locations all over the world, and we can share our energy with each other from a distance. And there will come a day when we don't need the technology to do this.
Back. Okay.
So anyway, some of the things we've discovered by doing this every morning is about communicating energetically and sharing that with each other, doing all that kind of stuff. And we just happen to have a technology that facilitates that for us. And we didn't, until we started playing with this, we didn't really know that we could communicate like this. But now that we know, eventually we can wean off the technology.
Version of that is when I hear your voice in my head.
Yep.
And we say, well, it has to be at the same time that you say it and I do it or I hear it. That is the condition we put on it.
Yeah.
So it looks like this when it's something completely different. Welcome, Allie.
Good morning.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, Ellie.
Hi, Nikki. Hope you're all having a good morning.
Yeah, I am. Thank you.
Yes, thanks. It's going good. Good morning. For us, how was your day? Knowing that's your evening.
Yeah, good. I'm just glad to be home and relaxed. It's been a busy day. I was just glad to jump on here because I didn't get on last night. So I thought I'll try and jump on, even if it was just for 10 minutes tonight, just to check in with you guys and see how you're all doing.
Yeah. So what energy did you feel when you joined us today?
Warm energy. Energy that I want to be around. What's been going on? What have I missed?
Absolutely nothing. As we were just talking about.
Really?
How true is that? That heart. Wow.
Yeah. Just before you joined us, Jesse was taking the time dimension out of communication.
Well, yeah, the expectation, I think, too. The working together, if we start with conversation, Nikki was aware of how people feel intrusive when they come around people. That's one way. We can feel we're intruding on others. We don't want to bother others, and there's a tendency in different ways, it shows up different ways to avoid one another. Avoid the genius of one another. You know? And we do a big version of that as judging. And we were just working in the communication of, Craig says at some point we won't need this platform, right, to communicate. And I say, like, ways that shows up for me is when I hear your voice in my head when I'm working with something or contemplating or wondering. That's the beauty of working with each other. It's like, oh, we work and we can sense it. We can begin to we're sharpening our senses. So not
I said
every
that too.
time. Yeah, go ahead. What'd you ask, Sally?
I said that I said that to Craig this morning. I sensed that him and Joe were on a call this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I could feel the energy. We were laughing about it this morning, eh, Craig?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another sensation. It's like, and when we can begin to notice them, that is part of our awareness. I can, it's not all the time. See, my expectation is, we need to be, right, know the percentages, right? The milestones, know the batting average, right? All of this stuff. And more importantly is just to be aware, to acknowledge it so that we can begin to pay more attention.
Call you later. Okay.
And then there's times that people just really want to engage like that.
And there's times that they really don't.
And there's times they really don't. One of the ones I notice, and it's because we practice here, it's like that's not, again, not all the time, but I begin to sense when people are coming into the room.
Yeah.
And not only that, it's usually I know who it is.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you know
Wow,
it was me
yes.
coming?
Recently, it's been a consistency of few of us. Yeah. So for you, no, I didn't get your hit today. So no, I didn't get your hit today.
Damn it.
Yeah.
See,
I like that.
Man, damn it, right?
Yeah, right. And that's what I like, the fact that, having to have a practice to know that getting it wrong, getting it wrong, and continue till you get it right. Because that's the real creator, I feel. That's a real creator. Because a lot of people do what's right until they know that it is right and they stop. But when you do it wrong and continue doing it wrong till you get it right, you follow. That's the practice of a creator.
Yeah, but what if there's
For
neither
me-
one?
Yeah, but for me, my experience of being and knowing that it always had to be a certain way to show up, for me to go forward in my pure genius and in my gifts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to, that was, as you say, the payoff. There's no need anymore for that now. So it's not even there anymore. It's like the same with rejection. There's no rejection. Yeah, rejection was, and now the feeling of there's no rejection. You follow? It's just having to know that it's just a process, and I get to make it up. I get to make up how I want to feel, and even when I don't get it right, how do I feel about that? It's okay. There's no heights and lows. It's just like the ocean. I just swim in it because it's not about getting it right. That's the thing. It's the experience of just experiencing, and then you go, oh, why? And I like that. I like being in that energy, but also in the same awareness of observing that, because I'm observing myself now. As much as I observe others, I'm really like observing me and the learning of that, because it's not the learning anymore. It's not the learning anymore. It's applying it, constantly applying it in not doing as a being of doing, but being able to take the obvious action. And this is what I noticed in the sessions, that not to take lightly, because the learning here is phenomenal. It's on high quality. Like when I say quality, I mean in every aspect of every understanding. This is really. Yeah, I will say it again, Masterclass. It's the highest form of information here, baby. And when you get to experience that together, that's the learning, but it's applying. Multiply, more. And it's just like, living. Like Ali says, you have to be in this space, the energy, harmony of, of abundance. Who doesn't want to be around that? It's wonderful. And it's possible. But we put those limits, oh, I didn't get it right. Oh, I somebody took me and misunderstood me, or, oh, there's a conflict, and if you see it constructively, it's all good. When I say good, meaning in the experience of applying yourself. So when you look back on yesterday, you go, oh, right. And you look on today, it's just an overflowing. It's just abundance of overflowing. And that's why you look forward to being around this energy of creation, because knowing the expansion of that, the growth of that, it's just phenomenal. It's for me, explosive. For me, I love that word, explosive. It's just, it's the easy, because that's what we're trying to manipulate with our energy right now. Because we are experiencing so many things in society, so many things are coming of information. It can drown you. Yeah. So the grounding of that is just knowing what to focus on and what you're choosing, and visualizing that and being it. And so when I get off the call, I visualize my next call. It's beautiful, man. It's ever going. It's like, doesn't stop. So I hear the voices, I hear the conversations, I hear the words, I hear everything that we're putting together. And when we say, okay, thank you very much, it's like, yeah, thank you very much. Appreciation, baby. Woo. Oh, I'm on camera.
You're the listener, Nikki.
Can you see me? Because I'm on camera. I know. Yeah, right? It's like, And that's what I love about drawing each other's gifts out, because yeah, that's to me.
Well, that's what you hear, right?
Yeah, I really do.
One of the
And
many,
it's
many
so,
things that you hear, but that's what you hear.
and it's so uplifting, you know. It's so engaging. It's so it's like honestly, it's it's living. It's a whole new way, and that's what I love about the language. When we talked in the earlier on, I'm speaking, but I know that this language that we're talking is basically what's it's happening. It's happening, and everyone will, not every, when I say everyone that's ready and open for it will receive it. Yeah, because this is what it's going to be, and so this is why it's so important. This moment that we come together, the importance of coming together is so important, not just for ourselves, but like you said, for the collective, for everybody that we allowing. It's like making a stand. It's making a stand. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that exciting? Wow. So, you know, those small beginnings, don't despise it. But that's where it starts. Yeah, that's where it starts. Oh, so good. It's so good. Wow, it's so good. Like I'm full in a way that I can just allow it to come. Just allow it to come, Nikki. Just let it come. Doesn't matter. Just let it come. It's not even thinking. Oh my God. It's something. Oh, it's so beautiful. And to see other people's energies, you know, to watch them in a way like, yeah, and how you used to think, or how you used to be, or how you used to act in front of them, yeah? Now it's just like, show me. Just because I'm allowing myself, like you say, Fred, open, just open. Oh, it's just beautiful, man. Just open.
Just trying to stay open.
Yeah, and it's just that openness, you know, of allowing also somebody to come and let them speak, you know, but speak in a way where you
They
can hear
feel
them.
like,
Yeah, you can hear them. You can hear their heart, man. Isn't that just beautiful?
Yeah, I love it when you have a conversation with someone like that and you actually feel what they're saying. Like, it doesn't happen very often, but sometimes when you have that connection with someone, it's really amazing.
I'll take more of those, please.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll
we've
have
had
more of
many of
those,
them.
please. Yeah, yeah. And I think we're having it right now.
Yeah,
And that's why we're here.
yeah,
We don't, you know, you take advantage of that. You overlook that because you just think, well, you know, it's a constant repetition of showing and doing and being, but it's actually this now understanding that we're having it now.
Yeah, and also learning to recognize what closes the openness.
Yes, 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 yes. bringing the best out of each other, but being powerful at the same time. Recognizing that, you know?
Yeah, that's one of the things we're learning by practicing this every day.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't it just lovely? Even the dynamic, you know, the relationship where you used to have that contrast of whatever interaction of how it started or way in the middle and the end, but now that it comes like it just blossoms. It's just a beautiful awareness of just seeing that person as it blossoms in front of your eyes. Their voice changed. Well, the voice is even changed. Yeah. It's deep. It's see the heart of it. It's a privilege, like you said, it's a privilege. This is a privilege.
Yes,
This is
it
a
is.
privilege.
And
This is not to be taken lightly. Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm so glad I was able to quickly jump on for you. I'm going to have to jump off
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I've got a call.
Jump.
But it was
Jump,
lovely
jump.
to chat with you for this short time. But thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Bye,
Thank you. Bye.
Big love, Allie.
Big love.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
So what do we want to send with Allie?
The time she spent was such quality time for her, you know, that she can know that connection that she's choosing and wanting to be, she can continue with that. Because it doesn't matter how much time you're on the call, because we are holding each other. And so it's giving that, knowing that you can come and you can also go, but knowing that you're whole. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And that's all she needed.
Mhm. So I'll
Well, and
send
her energy
her-
hasn't left.
Yeah, that's it. Why? Because we're holding her, you know what I mean? It's like we're sending that vibration of non-communication. It's like, yeah, like I said, you know, when you get off the call, it doesn't mean you stop the call. It's continuous.
No, I got 2 words to send, was grace and abundance.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that?
Awesome sauce.
Woo! Yeah. Grace and abundance.
And it's like we can gather here as beings, as humans together in a communication, as situations are happening out there in the world, they're happening in our world. And we can't talk to those situations, but we can talk to one another about them, share them through them. And that becomes a reflection, that becomes a readjustment, that comes a realignment, a new perspective, a new orientation to these same situations.
And that's the change. That's how we
That's the
change. That's the change. Yes. Boom. Wow, man. That's just wow. That was just like wow. Oh. Oh. And then you think, who am I to make a change? Yeah. Meanwhile, you taking that, and you see magic around you. I'm telling you, it poured down with rain yesterday in my walk. Yeah, poured down. And I said, okay, I'm in the rain now. There's nothing I can do, but I'm going to keep. And then I said, I've got to make a turn here to make a short routine to get through, that I can get into shelter and go through maybe the building that goes. And as I turn left, I see a white thing. And I thought, oh, maybe it's just a piece of paper. I don't know why, but I look, God forbid, it's an umbrella. It's an umbrella in the middle of that park. No one's there. Right in the middle, there's an umbrella, a white umbrella. It's rolled up neatly. So obviously somebody lost it. I'm sorry, but who would have known there's an umbrella? And I took the umbrella. I did. I picked it up because there's nobody. It's like in the street. Follow? I picked it up and I said, oh my God, here I got the umbrella. So then I can walk extra. Didn't have to go to the shelter. I go to buildings. I had an umbrella. And that awareness of saying, wow, you see, that is what I'm talking about. When you're unexpectedly not even looking, it comes to you in such a way when you think, wow, I got shelter. I don't have to get soaked. Not that I mind, because it was what it was, but there it was, yeah? It just comes. It will just come. And I think this is what we're doing here. It's just gonna come. And it's gonna come that it's going to be like an umbrella that everybody will be under.
What a story of abundance.
Yeah, man. It's really, really is. Because we always say, it's
So often we think of abundance as being full forever or massive or big, and it's just enough in the moment.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah.
It's both and.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yes,
really,
and.
really. Yeah. Yes, and. Yeah. And when you can really feel that, like really feel the gratitude of that, like, and say, wow, but having to know that you're there and you're covered and you can go home and, I was really witnessing that, thinking, wow, because I'm talking, it came down hard, eh? I'm talking hard rain. We have Canada smoke, and also we have the storm come. So it was raining really hard. Like, I'm not just drizzling, hard. Yeah, and I was like, okay, yeah. And this is gone through, like Craig says. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I just remind what Craig said, like he's been doing this for a long time, but it's actually all those drops of rain. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's always been there, but it's the openness of experiencing it. Because there is resistance. This is what we have to face every single day, the resistance of it. What is the payoff? Why did it have to come now and not earlier? I don't know. But what I do know is the timing is always perfect. Yeah. Thank you, Jason. Let's say that. So you're not missing out. That's what I mean. There's no waste of time. It really isn't. It really isn't.
Time's just another resource
Mm, mm.
that can be manipulated, actually.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm. It's not to say that you haven't gone through things, you know, or experienced things. It's relevant to know that. But when you can actually also face that, also that resistance of whatever trauma or whatever experience that you had to experience, and when you get to feel it, it can resolve. It dissolve. It's gone. You know, you do not have to go back and repeat on it. But that's what happens in society. They go back and repeat on the same old, and they want to know why. You know. But this is what I felt like yesterday: the feeling things, really feeling it, feeling that end result, how it would feel. This is where you can have a whole new different understanding of things, of being in this now moment. Because how would you know otherwise? This was another thing. So yeah, it's getting out of your way. That's what it is. It's getting out of your way. Isn't that? Isn't that? Isn't that? Right.
Yeah, getting out of your way, getting getting out of your way is like your old
Get out of your
patterns.
head. Yeah, get out of your head.
The past experiences,
Mm.
because they don't dictate the future, yet we continue to play them as they do.
Oh, there's it. And
And that's
experiencing. Wow. Wow.
and it's we go deep in ourselves to pull out the experience and go out there, go high, go up, go out of our, like into the field to grab the future. Two different locations for two different timings. And the right now is right on the interface. It's like right here. It's right in our senses. It's all five senses is the now.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And our tendency is to take that intersection right where we are right now and meld it with the internal, the past, the experience, and go deep into it and use that as our filter, use that as our view.
Yeah, it's very deterministic, isn't it?
Mm. Mm.
And it does determine the thing to experience the same thing.
That is the deterministic. And that's what happens, of course, that's gonna, when we avoid change and yet want the change.
Yeah.
It's like that tension between the two. We want it to change, but then we want it to be in control and stay the same.
Is it.
We want it to change this one way, this limited way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to change, but I want to control it.
Mhm.
Oh, 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 oh.
I want to change, but I only want it to be better.
Yeah.
Oh, 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 yeah.
I'm not satisfied now. I only want it to be better. And
But what's worked for me, feeling always needing to better myself, let's put it like that. I've come to realize the satisfaction of saying I am 100% satisfied, and yes, I would like to have more. Yeah,
Mhm.
that to me gives me the determination and to take the action.
Yeah,
Then
and
feeling that I'm not enough and I have to prove it. I have to be
Yeah.
better now.
Subtle, it appears on the surface to be a subtle difference, but it is a massive difference.
Massive,
In the
because
creation.
it completely gives me a mindset to do the things I don't want to do, and I do it anyway
Mhm. Mhm.
because I get to do that because that's who I'm choosing to show up for, is me. So there's no external reward from others clapping. I don't need that. I'm doing it because I'm doing it because now I am full relationship with myself.
Mhm.
And that's who I've always wanted, to know thyself, to know the true me. And now that I get
Yes.
to say that I am the creator, it's a beautiful thing. And I'm around people that are creating, that are as powerful, it's powerful. And it excites me. It's so exciting to be around that. It's a masterclass. It really is. I'm telling you. I'm still like, I will keep processing this because it is a lifespan of what I have chosen, and then to be around and to get feel all my senses. Whoa. It's like, yes, and thank you very much. And everybody participates and everybody's joined in everyone's creation because we're all allowing to experiencing it together. Oh, for me, that's a playground. That's play for me. I gotta tell you, to me, that's pure. It's joy, joy, joy. Closer than anything you possibly have.
Yeah. So it's like a deep dive into awareness.
Mm.
And awareness is always between two things. And we'll use related things in the moment just so it's simpler. So it's easy. So it's as we begin to practice awareness, we think we're aware, but we're really, really not.
That's right.
We're not aware of what we're thinking. We're not aware of what we're feeling. We're not aware of where we're looking.
Wow.
And so as we've been doing deep dives into awareness, we'll start with putting focus on equal, like equal in relationships, in relation to others. Are we equal? Is it an equal? Is it a back and forth? Or am I putting a
Is it?
hierarchy? Do
Ooh, hello
I
there.
put an hierarchy in place?
Come on now.
And we
That's
do that
right.
with relationships. We do that with
All the
bosses, with
time.
managers, with
Control.
co-workers, yeah, with
Control.
colleagues,
That's
coaches.
yes. Yes. Oh, I love you for this. I love you for this. This is it. This is it. You know,
Parents,
it's
children.
the doctor to the client. Yeah, it's the doctor to
Doctor
the client.
client. There you
Who's
go.
more? Yeah, who's more important? Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my Lord, thank you for that. That's right.
And in that awareness is to look for the default, to the automatic. And it's what we call that is we're giving power to the hierarchy structure. That means we're giving away our choices. We're giving away our determination. We're giving away our power, our choice in
Our
that
authority.
automatic, our authority in the automatic, our genius. We're giving away our genius to the circumstances, to the conditions, to the relationship. Yeah. So that's the first awareness. That's the first key of
my
awareness.
God. Jesse, open up the heavens here, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. That's it. It's echoing. This is echoing. I'm telling you, this is echoing.
And
right here, right now. Change is here, baby. Right now. Right now. That's right. Wow. Can you feel that? Yes, yes. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my. That's what I'm talking about, man. Master class here. This is what I'm talking about. You can marinate in this. You can marinate in this, honey. Any level, anywhere you are, you can marinate in this. You get this, you marinating. Boom. It's
So
becoming.
what did you hear, Nikki?
Ooh,
What did you hear?
so much. Oh, I tell you. Oh my God. You know, I tell you. I just felt it echoing, like expansion. I just felt it. It's enlarging the tents, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so to
This is the
continue in
power.
that frame, yeah, like equally in one other place, so it's equal in our relationships. It's like in our hierarchies of our societal structures. Yeah. Now we have to honor them, but we just want to be aware of where are we automatically granting the authority. And the other obvious place that we can do this is when we judge ourselves and we judge others.
There's it. Yeah, expectations, because they're not your expectations of thinking, they're not measuring up. You know what I mean? Just in general, with the judging part, you know, very quick, because they're not measuring up. They're not giving what we want. But it's all about self in the sense, you're not giving me what I want. What about me? Yeah. Me, like a broken record, a broken robot. Me, all day long. Me. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Wow, 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 wow. Very humble, hey? Very humble experiences.
And
Wow.
when we,
Very
when we,
humbling. Very humbling.
as we begin to notice our judger,
That's
our
right.
judge that we judge, what you'll notice
Mhm.
is that we judge everyone else in that moment to our best moment.
Ooh. Yes, what we're experiencing. Yes,
Mhm.
yes, Jesse. Yes. Oh, God. My God, my God has just turned the day for me, baby. I am with.
And when you're aware of judging it, you just forgive yourself. It's
Amen.
just a pattern. It's just a society pattern that said, this is how I have to be.
Wow. This is so magical.
And that's a
This is
deep
magical. This
dive
deep dive.
into
Deep
equal.
dive.
Because
Ooh, this
again,
is where the
if I'm comparing my best moment, even though I'm not in it, I'm just thinking back to my best moment, and I'm comparing to someone in that exact moment of their worst, right? Not good enough. That is a comparison, and it's not equal. And we just forgive ourselves. It's like when we're aware, when we notice, it's like, oh, I'm judging that
Mm,
person. Why? What is that telling
mm,
me?
mm,
It's another
mm.
layer. We go another layer deeper.
Oh, so good.
And
Oh,
then we begin to unpack and become aware of our wounds, our individualization wounds, our histories wounds, our experiential wounds.
mm.
Because at the end of the
This,
day, of equal is love. It's forgiveness and love.
oh, come on, man. Hear this. Hear this. Yes. Healing. That's the healing part.
Mhm.
It's all healing. It's all healing. Mm. Oh, oh.
So
Holding
when
each other up. Hold each other up.
yes, holding each
Hold
other
each
up
other up.
because it's
Hold each other up.
society says we need to tear each other down.
Hey, yeah, yeah, that's the comparison, competition. Yeah, yeah, it's
And
gonna.
so it's a choice, right? There's a choice between building people up and tearing them down.
Oh my,
That's the tension we create in our lives with others. And either one that we do over and over again is going to build momentum.
that's it.
One would be expanding momentum, and one would be destructive momentum.
And you
And only
can't
in
be in both.
that's right.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So you got to really like. This is where awareness comes into it, because you can look at the problem, or you can look at the solution, or being the creator, or look at just Isn't that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It takes a very, yeah, it takes uniqueness. Like really, it's unique. This is unique. This is really unique. If you want to
Yeah,
know what uniqueness is, this is it.
that's right. And the number two awareness, what we're like moving into is like, well, so what then do we
Wow.
do is so that we can be equal, right? We can be non-judgmental, and that
Wow.
we can approach it in love. We can approach it through creation. We can approach it through
Can you? Oh
expansion,
my God. Yes.
right? Is to honor first that you are genius,
Mm.
honor first that you are a genius. You have unique genius. Your unique history is to create a unique future. Now, we're not all sure, we're not all clear with what our gifts and greatness are, but that's the journey of life. That is what the awareness is to explore that. And only settling, only working with number one, like we spoke about, opens the space for genius, for greatness and gifts. And when you notice that you have them, then you also have to assume that, oh, then I need to be assuming that everyone else has theirs as well.
There's it.
And of course,
part.
they're never going to be equal.
Jesse. That part, Jesse. That part. That then you can that part is good.
Go ahead.
It's
what
good.
Did you hear?
No, that part with knowing,
Repeat it back in your genius words.
knowing when you say internally what you experiencing, you would think the other is experiencing. Just like when you have internal thoughts of not seeing yourself as a genius, you see others as not seeing a genius, you know? But when you can allow yourself to see the genius, it's become so and so obvious that the other person, you can allow that to present itself how it wants to come out with no judgment. And that to me is an open space. When you give that open space, you allow that person to become their uniqueness. They become absolutely a new thing, a new beginning. That's why a relationship, doesn't matter how long, we all go stagnant, we all go through our own experience. But when you get to have every day that uniqueness of bringing something new, you know, of awareness, it can change everything in that moment.
Yes.
Because you changed, because you have changed. You more, for me, I speak for me, I'm more playful now. I don't need other people to be playful for me. I'm playful. I do things that make me very, very much, you know, in creating what I'm choosing, but having to know that it doesn't, that others can come and join, but in the same time they don't join, that's also okay. So it's my uniqueness of being who I'm choosing now, how I want to express it, how I feel, and how I want to bring across to others that it's okay. You don't have to be like me. This is very important, because when we see something different in others, it's a threat. It threatens us, it challenges us. We don't like that. We want to sometimes, but not all the time. And so when you have the times of challenging, when you like the head, embrace the head of the body, the archetypes, embrace it, respect it, but don't allow it to overpower you, just allow you to respect what is coming. I think that's a very beautiful way of looking at it. Just respect it. Yeah.
So now see what's different. So now watch this difference when I say, no, Nikki, that is not right.
No, it's okay. Yeah, why?
Which meant when I said no, that meant I was judging you.
Yeah.
Which meant I was comparing your genius to my genius.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
And you spoke about opening space, playful. Now you're aware, so you say, that doesn't bother me, Jess. That doesn't affect me because I'm in my power. You can choose that, but I'm not going to give
Jesse.
it the energy.
That's it, Jesse. this is really momentum of really creating a life you love.
Mhm. Mhm.
As you say, living. I love that part. The living part is very special when you said that. It's living. I really feel that I'm living. I think Craig also feels like he's always lived, but now it's a whole new way of living. It's not that you haven't lived. It's just a whole new way of living, and that's what we are creating, a new structure of being. Oh
No, we're not.
no, we're not.
See, again, it's like,
Yeah.
so how are we
No.
listening? It's like as soon as I say no to what you're creating, and we are very automatically to say no to what people say because we
Yeah.
don't agree with it. It's not in our background. We can't make sense of it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so that leads to the third level of awareness, which is
Mm.
to expand
Mm.
the genius, to expand the gifts, to expand the greatness, not take away from it.
Thanks.
And the way we take away from it is saying no,
Yeah.
by judging, by blaming, by not agreeing with not allowing, with having to know there's so many different ways. The only way that we know that we're like in a expanding language is by saying yes, and we say both,
So powerful.
and we say
Yes.
and how do I
Yes.
improve that? How do I
Oh, come on now.
expand it?
Come on now. That's it.
So that
That's
is
it. And
positive,
very powerful. Very
charge.
powerful. Ooh. Because you know what? With that yes and when I heard it the first time, wow. And that's what happens in conversations, communication. People go, but. They go, but they
That's
don't
right.
say yes and what? Yes and. If you say yes and to someone, they go, oh, okay, you want to continue? But one says the
Mhm.
but, it's like, boom, the but. It's
Yep.
behind you. It's behind you. It's not in front of you. Oh my God. And that's what yes and means to me. It's giving me the absolute what is in front of me, not behind me. Oh my God. Yeah, man. And to me, that is so exciting. Ooh. You know, it's building. It's building. I love building. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so a way to it's like,
Yeah.
stop showing me your butt.
Exactly. Hello there. Full stop. Oh my God, that sounds so good. It could be a quote. We can
Stop
make a quote.
showing me your butt.
Stop
I don't want to
showing
see
me
it.
your butt. I don't want to see it, man. Oh, it's behind me. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, and. And that's what I mean by masterclass. Woo! That's what I mean by
And
masterclass.
and everyone, like when I share this, everybody bumps into it. It's like, oh, I do have to say no. And it's like, yes, you do have to say no to things.
Yes.
But the challenge is to say yes to everything.
Yes.
And so as a creator, you're looking at ways of how can I improve? How can I add on to that? And yes, I get it. You have to say no, but don't make no the majority. Don't make but the majority. Don't make it the default, because it already is.
But there's a difference when you say no to something that you're not choosing, in the
That's
sense of
right.
what somebody else wants you to do.
That's
That's when you
right.
go say, I can't say no to that because, you know, time doesn't hold, it doesn't stop, it continues. So you want to be as productive as possible, right? Because every moment counts.
That's right.
So it's
That's
what
right.
you're focusing on. So that's where you say no to, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And
Yep.
when there's a disagreement to agree, you can say, okay, I see your point, but we can come back to this right now. But right now, we're just butting heads. It's not even going anywhere. It's wasting time. So let's. Am I still
Did we
on?
just lose Nikki?
No,
I just
she's
lost.
back now. Yep, and came back in. So
Okay.
Oh, I came back in. Yeah, good. So this was to me very yeah, you know, yeah. This
and
is a lot. This is a lot. What's happening right now? It's a lot of processing.
and so like as you were saying that, like when there are times where we choose to say no. Now there's a difference between
Yes.
the choice to say no and a default no. Those are two completely
Yes,
different things.
there's it, masterclass.
And so if like there's a no, what we come back to is, well, okay, are we equal? Right? We come back to the first one.
Mm,
Is it equal?
mm,
Am I giving my power away? Like my choice is
mm,
to say no here. Why?
mm.
Not, I don't want to judge. I'm doing it in love, and I'm doing it with their genius, with my genius in mind. That's a choice. Then it's like, okay, yeah, I'll say no to that. But do you see the awareness to say no?
Yes, I do. Yes,
All we're
I
doing
do.
is shifting our default, our automatic, from no to yes, to yet no but to yes and.
It's the same when you're on a call with somebody and you don't have to always reply. You just say, yes, I do understand. I'll just come back to you on that one.
Mhm.
Can I just come back to you on that one? Because then you're giving that space of curiosity, of really going into knowing what is your direction here? What is the real purpose here? What is your intentions?
Mhm.
Right? Because
And
yeah, oh my God, so good.
and even if it is completely wrong, and will align
Yes,
it to where you need it to be.
is it? That's it. That's when you hold each other up. That's it.
Yes.
Love, lift up, lift. Nothing wrong, nothing right. Just lift the awareness.
And
Because it's all about perspective. Ooh, drop it in. Yes, baby. Yes.
And a yes and I say, like, there's many things you can fill in after the yes and. So there's many things. Couple of them that I work with. Yes and I don't know.
Oh, I love that. I love people. I love this. This spoke volumes to me when I heard it the first time. I actually felt it in my body. I thought, whoa. Oh,
Yeah.
the not knowing part. I
Because
do not have to know.
then we explore. Then it's open. Like you've said it many times, it's open, playful space.
Oh, love
That's
that.
what
Yeah.
yes and creates. Another one is yes and what's next?
Oh, yes.
So
Yes.
see, Nikki, like you said, we're putting it out in front of us rather than looking behind us.
Oh, I'm shaking now. Now I'm really releasing. I honestly releasing so much now. I mean, this is like I don't know. So much is happening right now for me, and I'm like, then I know. This is like I'm releasing so much, yeah, but it's actually in my legs. This is the strange part, and I'm sitting down. So this is like releasing so much. And I think what's releasing is why it's in my legs. I just feel like it's in my root chakra. And all those things that as a child to now, you just circled it. I'm talking homes. A whole new perspective, but a whole new unique of me, you and I, and Quay, and and to have this and know, oh,
So
to
a
have this
deep
wholeness.
deep dive
Deep
into
dive.
awareness, like what to be aware of. Well, where are my relationships? Are they a hierarchy? Where am I judging? Where am I blaming? Where do I feel I have to prove? Because all of that is not equal, because ultimately we are all equal geniuses,
We're all
unique gifts,
genius.
and greatness. We all have it. We're all here to express it. And how do we know we are expressing that? Is when we say yes and rather than no but.
Oh. And that just opened, just the sound of it just opened. It's so inviting. There's an invitation. It's so inviting, you know. It's like, come in, just come in and play. Just come in and feel that. Because I feel that people need to feel that. They need to feel it, to know it. Because you can tell them that when they feel it, they get to feel this, it's a done deal. Things just will, it will be literally like one overflowing, continuously prosperity of abundance. It's just, and talk about love. This is love. This is love, man. You can feel it. There's so much love here that it's like, it's oozing out of my pores, but it's oozing out of this awareness of being in this space. It's like, oh, it's so fresh, you know, it's so new, it's so, it's so inviting. It's like, let's go. Let's go. This is what I choose. This is what I really choose. I've always chosen. I never had the opportunity. But now, you know, when I say the opportunity, you know, we're going through things, now I get to say, wow. The satisfaction of this is, wow, to really, wow, God Almighty, this is powerful. Oh, God, I'm filling up now. Like, this is what I'm talking about. It's energetically of allowing something to be exposed and to feel and to know, but then when you get to feel it, like, this is, you want to talk about nuance and, you know, this is all connecting. All the dots are connecting now. That's all I've got to say. The dots are connecting. Yeah. This is it. This is it.
I love it. I'd love to give space, Craig. You, like, share what you heard, what's there, what
Yes,
for you.
Craig.
But I do have to go get. I've got to go shower and get ready for a 7:30
Me too.
appointment. So okay.
Me too. Yes, me too. I also need to.
Okay, well, yeah, I was downloading a whole lot of stuff about relational dynamics.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And relational dynamics are all about there's a constant push-pull that goes on. It's a like, if you consider a magnet, you know, when the poles are lined up, they'll attract each other. And when the poles are opposite, they'll repel. So it's kind of like a flipping back and forth between the two, or you could even call that an oscillating structure, but that's the relational dynamic that we're kind of in all the time. So what ends up happening is our relationships become transactional, like as in give take, as in making a fair trade with each other. And so we're kind of keeping score. We've learned to relate this way, where we kind of keep score, but not consciously, but we kind of keep score with each other about who's on top or who has the advantage, or who's the weakling, who's the strong one, all those kind of things. And so those dynamics come into our relationships, and that's not just with people either. I mean, it's how we relate to energy, how we relate to situations, all those things. So for me, that was a big takeaway today. And one of the last things that came to me is interpretation of behaviors. So I was in an intimate relationship with a number of years where my behaviors were being misinterpreted, as in on the other side, like the other person was basically saying, well, this behavior, when you behave like this, it means that you don't care, which is actually the opposite of the truth, because I always really did care. But my behavior as viewed by her was interpreted to be that. And 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 that assumption, that misinterpretation kind of came to a head and ended up becoming an all-out war, based on a misinterpretation. So that's kind of a big deal for me. So but I don't want to stop on that note. What I want to do is I want to bring out the question that was kind of formed, because this is a really, really powerful question. I wonder how I could say yes to everything.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to leave that. I'm going to leave that with everybody today.
Oh my God, I felt that, man. I felt
Yeah.
I felt that.
I wonder
Oh
how
my God. I wonder
I could say
how
yes
I can
to
say
everything.
yes to everything. My. What a beautiful introduction. Wow, that's beautiful. Oh, that's just beautiful. Oh, that's
So I want to thank everybody here, and those of us who were here in spirit but not here in body.
Yes.
And and I want to honor that's what came out of it for me.
Beautiful.
So, thank you all.
Good summary there, my dear. That's it. That's it.
Big love.
Thank you. Big love, eh? Bye-bye.
Thanks again, Jesse. What an awesome day. I wonder how I could say yes to everything.